Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are reading more from Edgar Allan Poe. This is the last one for Spooktober for Edgar Allan Poe, so I figured we'd finish off with some poetry. The first poem I'm going to read is called Song. I saw thee on thy bridal day, when a burning blush came o'er thee, though happiness around thee lay, the world all love before thee. And in thine eye a kindling light, whatever it may be, was tall on earth my aching sight of loveliness could see. That blush perhaps was maiden shame, as such it well may pass, though its glow hath raised a fiercer flame in the breast of him, alas, who saw thee on that bridal day, when that deep blush should come o'er thee, though happiness around thee lay, the world all love before thee. So yeah, it's kind of hard to make sense, but I get the feeling it's talking about that she may have cheated before she was married. And the person that she cheated with sees her on her day of marriage, so that's what's causing her to kind of blush. They know what history they share. And though it's like he talks about the blush, perhaps a maiden shame, was maiden shame. But as such, it may pass, though its glow hath raised a fiercer flame in the breast of him, alas. So the groom is, if he's found out, then angry and everything. So, and at least that's what I'm getting out of it. Next poem we're going to read is called Dreams. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream, my spirit not awakening till the beam of an eternity should bring the morrow. Yes, though that long dream were of hopeless sorrow, 'twere better than the cold reality of waking life to him whose heart must be, and hath been still upon the lovely earth, a chaos of deep passion from his birth. But should it be that dream eternally continuing as dreams have always have been to me? In my young boyhood, should it thus be given, 'twere folly still to hope for higher heaven. For I have revelled when the sun was bright, I the summer sky in dreams of living light, and loveliness have left my very heart in climes of my imagining apart from mine own home, with beings that have been of mine own thought. What more could I have seen? 'Twas once and only once, and the wild hour from my remembrance shall not pass. Some power or spell had bound me. 'Twas the chilly wind came o'er me in the night and left behind its image on my spirit, or the moon shone on my slumbers in her lofty noon. Too coldly o'er the stars, however it was, that dream was as that night. Wind, let it pass. I have been happy, though but in a dream. I have been happy, and I live, and I love the theme. Dreams, in their vivid coloring of life, as in that fleeting, shadowy, misty strife of semblance with reality which brings to the delirious eye more lovely things of paradise and love, and all our own than young hope in his shiniest hour hath known. So all I'm getting from this is that he's talking about dreaming in the purest sense. So last poem we're going to read, Spirits of the Dead. Thy soul shall find itself alone mid dark thoughts of the grey tombstone. Not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. Be silent in that solitude which is not loneliness, for then the spirits of the dead who stood in life before thee are again in death around thee, and their will shall overcome thee. Be still. The night, though clear, shall frown, and the stars shall look not down from their high thrones in the heaven, with light like hope to mortals given, and but the red orbs without beam to thy weariness shall seem as a burning and a fever, which would cling to thee forever. Now our thoughts thou shalt not banish, now our visions ne'er to vanish. From thy spirit shall they pass no more, like dewdrop from the grass. The breeze, the breath of God, is still, and the mist upon the hill, shadowy, shadowy, yet unbroken, is a symbol and a token. How it hangs upon the trees, the mystery of mysteries. So yeah, he's kind of talking about the graveyards at night and such, but he's saying it's so quiet, so lonely. And even though there isn't much there, the perhaps the spirits of the dead do remember what was. Had one last poem, sonnet to science. Science, true daughter of old time thou art, who alterest all things with thy peering eyes. Why preyest thou thus upon the poet's heart? Vulture whose wings are dull realities. How should he love thee, or how deem thee wise, who wouldst not leave him in his wandering, to seek for treasure in the jeweled skies, albeit he soared with an undaunted wing? Hast thou not dragged Diana from her car, and driven the Hamadryad from the wood, to seek a shelter in some happier star? Hast thou not torn the Naiad from her flood, the elfin from the green grass, and from me the summer dream beneath the tamarind tree? And they do have a note on that particular poem, private reasons, some of which have reference to the sin of plagiarism, and others to the date of Tennyson's first poems, have induced me, after some hesitation, to republish these, the crude compositions of my earliest boyhood. They are printed verbatim, without alteration from the original edition, the date of which is too remote to be judiciously acknowledged. But he seems to be talking about science, how it takes away any fantasy, and you just look for the facts, the truth of it all. At least that's how I understood it. A lot of these are my own personal interpretations, but as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. But I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.